Ooh. Good afternoons and evenings, fellow compatriots, fellow citizens, fellow Americans, and people of this earth, no matter thine nation. How are we doing? How are you doing on this fine Friday at the end of April? Is it still April or is it May yet? Oh yeah, it is still April. We got like a day or two left of April. Today is kind of an interesting stream because right when it hits 6, I will not be going on any much longer than I should. I got to be right out of here because wrong side. I gotta get to my my summer incomes, as it were. Come check out the US 23 drive-in. You know, catch a flick. Let's see what's out. I wonder what they're showing today. I don't know yet. It's the first day of the season. First eve of the season, I should say. Or I shouldn't. Who cares? Do you care? I didn't think so. Yeah. I wonder what they're playing today. Maybe they're playing Morbius. Maybe they're playing... Oh, they're probably playing the new Sonic. That's what they're probably playing on the front screen. I bet it'll be the Sonic 2 movie. And next week we got the Doctor Strange shit. Sam Raimi. So that'll be nice. That'll be exciting. Which means I'll have to see it before I work next week. Because I don't want to... It's unfortunate when you work there just if you care about a movie that's coming out and you don't see it, you know, by the time you're working, it'll just be on and you'll get it all spoiled for ye. Let's look over. I was in the ER another day this week past, and I just took this armband off, literally like a minute or two before I started streaming, because I was like, I realized I had it on, and I was like, no, I'm going to take it off before, because I feel like if I took it off again on stream, that'd be, it's just like, it seems like I'm, it seems like some weird, I always like to think, you know, if I were watching my stream, what I would think is like a stunt or something, because that's what all these politicians do, is they just have these stunts, like Obama drinking the water, you know, when he came to Flint. So I got the two of them here. This one over here that I tossed last week. Yeah, it was from the one last week, and then this one's from the one again this week. But yeah, you know, the times they keep on moving forward. We keep on trucking, regardless of trials and troubles and all of it. Here we are. Keep on going. So, as we keep on going, what are we going to address today? What are we going to talk about? I could give you guys some options today. Again, as I say, you guys, you know, I mean, like the 5-ish people who watch this consistently. More than that, some people come on and watch it afterward. But to you patrons who watch me right now, you are the golden, you are the truest of people. And, you know, see, as this journey goes on, you guys will be the ones that were here from the very beginning. And I will have, you know, you are the core of this. It is we, you know. It's the best. Bernie's slogan, the second run around, you know, it's best slogan in history, in my opinion. It says, not me, us, you know. Like us. It's kind of like, you know, the movie Us, like us, US, is there, but no, it's just not me, us. It's not about I. It's not about these. It's not about the exact thing that politics has been about for the last 40 years, which is ego and self-aggrandizement and not fighting for the hard-working people that built and continue to build our world, that they don't receive the benefits from, truly. We must awaken. And we are. In fact, yeah. Alright. So we got some things we could talk about today. There's some stuff from the last stream that I didn't really get to. And as well, there is an announcement. Let me just quick make sure. Haha. Hello. Just making sure I have audio. So I'm getting so, you know, supposedly used to it now that I'm not even checking it as much. So let's just quick check back. And we got it. We got audio. Alright. So we talk about a couple things. There's a couple Michigan-y, you know, related things that I wanted to discuss. Yeah. Well, okay, actually, before we get to the Michigan one, there's one that... There was a story that, see, I wanted to bring it up last time because it was a little more relevant that day. I think it had just happened like that day or the day before, the last stream. Something like that, but... Did you guys hear about the guy who like, lit himself on fire in front of the Supreme Court? Did anybody hear about that? I haven't, like, looked much into it other than reading some of the headlines, but we could go through that together right now, honestly. If, I don't know the whole story. I don't know who it was, but he died, apparently. He died after setting himself on fire in front of the Supreme Court. That's where we're at, people. That's, it's a reality check for us. Like all these things, these crazy things that keep happening in our world. Some man was so driven by his contempt for our government, specifically the Supreme Court, I suppose, that he chose to end his life in a fiery cinder in front of it. And I'm almost even afraid to, like, find out what this guy's story is. But let's do some research, shall we? Look, okay, let's see if I can... Okay. So look, now the display capture is there, right? But how can we get it to be... see, this one needs to be, like, big, and I need to make this, I need to make the whole thing, like, the camera, a smaller one. I need to, oh, uh-oh. No, that's not what I'm trying to grab. See, I think I just messed up. Yep, I messed that one up. Oh, see, this is how the sausage is made, or not made, rather. This is how the sausage is butchered. Let's see. Okay. So, let me just, hold up. Okay, wait a minute. We're learning here. We're learning here. We're learning together as a team, as a unit. Okay. Okay. Oh, look, so now you can see my whole screen. Ooh, this is something. Okay. So, now, uh-oh. Come on. Okay. Aha! Success. Look at that. We got the classic reaction thing going on now. Whoa. Oh my god. What's over here? What's over yonder? Alright. Oh, here's something I pulled up. See, the name of this episode, by the way. You know, it's a dumbass pun, obviously. But I was thinking of Marquette, Michigan, up in the UP, because somebody I met in this last week actually was from Marquette. But then also, I thought this would be fun. Can we just... wait, actually... Yeah. Look at here. Look at Mr. Hannity here. Okay, Okay, wait. Oh, I gotta get used to this. This is bizarre. Look, stop giving me pop-up ads. Look at this. Friggin' Fox News, Sean Hannity and his brilliant team, they believe that the UP belongs to Canada. All the citizens of Marquette, you are Canadians, don't you know? And that's why we must free Marquette. That's what free market economics is. It doesn't have to do with any free markets. It doesn't have to do with Wall Street. It doesn't have to do with unfettered capital gains. It has to do with us getting Marquette back from those darn Canadians and their you and your politeness and your maple syrup. But yeah, we're gonna look up this guy who lit himself on fire. Man, fire, Supreme Court. Colorado Dam, the beige. Climate activist. Okay, let's see which one. Washington Post or New York Times. One of them's owned by Bezos. One of them's owned by I can't remember the guy's name who owns NYT. 5 days ago, 6 days ago. That means this one is whatever. That means this one's actually has more info, maybe. Isn't as reactionary. Although, doesn't mean it's not. Climate activist dies after setting himself on fire at Supreme Court. A friend described the actions of Wynn Bruce of Boulder, Colorado, as a deeply fearless act of compassion to bring attention to climate crisis. A friend described the actions of Wynn Bruce. Okay, so his friend. Supreme Court is deliberating a case whose outcome should deal a sharp blow to... stop it. Colorado man set himself on fire from the Supreme Court on Friday. So it was on Friday, actually. In an apparent Earth Day protest. Oh, it was on Earth Day. It was on Earth Day. No shite. Earth Day. I'm sorry to be chuckling during this story of like a guy who literally is dead. Like this guy is actually dead, and this is how much he cared about this. See, I didn't even know that right now that it had to do with that it was climate change related, his intention and, you know, the message of what he's trying to do. If you're trying to do something like that, there's obviously has to be a reason. But I didn't realize it was on Earth Day. The Metropolitan. Oh, God. Oh, you're already witnessing some of the best flubs of words in this here sentence than you'll ever hear in your whole life. God, this here sentence. All right, Colton. Come on, you. Come on, you brazen boy. You. The Metropolitan Police Department of Washington, D.C. said that Wynn Bruce, 50, of Boulder, Colorado, has died on Saturday from his injuries after being airlifted to a hospital following the incident. Members of his family could not be reached immediately for comment. Speaking of comment, there are none on this stream yet. Kriti Kanko, a climate scientist. Sorry, my name isn't, what am I doing? This is what I do when I read an article. Are you enjoying yourself? I hope you are. Kriti Kanko, a climate scientist at the Environmental Defense Fund and Zen Buddhist priest in Boulder. Oh, wow. And a Zen Buddhist priest in Boulder said that she is a friend of Mr. Bruce and that the self-immolation was a planned act of protest. This act is not suicide, Dr. Kriti wrote on Twitter early Sunday morning. This is a deeply fearless act of compassion to bring attention to the climate crisis. Wow. She later added in an interview that she was not completely certain of his intentions, but that people are being driven to extreme amounts of climate grief and despair, and that what I do not want to happen is that young people start thinking about self-immolation. Mr. Bruce had set himself on fire at the plaza in front of the Supreme Court at about 6:30 p.m. on Friday, police and court officials said. A video posted to Twitter by a Fox News reporter showed a National Park Service helicopter landing in the plaza to airlift Mr. Bruce to a nearby hospital. The court had heard arguments in late February on an important environmental case that could restrict or even eliminate the Environmental Protection Agency's authority to control pollution. The court's conservative majority had voiced skepticism of the agency's authority to regulate carbon emissions, suggesting that a decision by the justices could deal a sharp blow to the Biden administration's effort to address climate change. Wow, do you know who created the EPA? Richard Nixon. Do you want to hear that again? Conservative Supreme Court justices. The man of neocon. I mean, I guess that's actually not true, because if he was more, he wouldn't have created the EPA. It's like, oh, Nixon of all his flaws, he did create the EPA. Nixon created the EPA. Mr. Bruce, who identified as Buddhist, set himself on fire in an apparent imitation of Vietnamese monks who burned themselves to death in protest during the Vietnam War. A Facebook account that Dr. Kriti identified, she's doctor. Wow. A Facebook account that Dr. Kriti identified as Mr. Bruce's had commemorated the death of Thich Nhat Hanh, an influential Zen Buddhist master and anti-war activist who died in January. Thich Nhat Hanh, in a letter he wrote in 1965 to the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., had idolized those monks. Dr. Kriti cited that letter in another tweet on Mr. Bruce's death on Sunday morning. The press spoke then of suicide, but in the essence it is not. It is not even a protest, Thich Nhat Hanh wrote of the monks, adding that to burn oneself by fire is to prove that what one is saying is of the utmost importance. There is nothing more painful than burning oneself. To say something while experiencing this kind of pain is to say it with utmost courage, frankness, determination, and sincerity. David Buckle, prominent civil rights lawyer turned environmental advocate, also set himself on fire in Brooklyn's Prospect Park in 2018 to protest climate change and died. In a letter beforehand, Mr. Buckle alluded to the spiritual roots of self-immolation and protest, including in Tibet. It's kind of like what we're doing to our planet, isn't it? To ourselves, really. Self-immolation. There's somebody I know who's watching who is playing a certain track to a certain movie right now, or is at least thinking about it. And the word immolation is in the name of the track. Jesus, man. Oh, this is actually kind of wrecking me reading this right now. I didn't actually. I just wanted to talk about it on this stream. I didn't realize. The guy I was playing on stream here a few weeks ago. Like I was just playing some of his speakings because I didn't. Because I just wanted to play his speakings. There's a guy named Alan Watts who is a Zen master as well. I actually am not sure if he considers himself a Buddhist, probably does. I've just gotten to know his speakings, and it's not so important what labels people have, really. The whole point of what that is separating one from oneself, really. Oh, man. Mr. Bruce had, on his own Facebook page nearly 3 weeks before his act, recently edited a 2021 comment under his post in 2020 warning of irreversible climate change to include the date of his planned self-immolation with a fire emoji. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, man. The apparent announcement of his plans was buried in his account timeline. Other posts from Mr. Bruce's Facebook account going back to April 2020 criticized war profiteers, President Donald J. Trump, and his collective inaction in the face of a worsening climate crisis. He also praised the young climate activist Greta Thunberg, quoted Dr. King, and as recently as March spoke of the compassion of Ukrainian refugees. Dr. Kriti said that the last time Mr. Bruce had communicated with her was in a Facebook message he had sent in January, asking if she had seen his post about Ms. Thunberg. She added that if she or any other Buddhist teacher in Boulder had known of his plan to set himself on fire, they would have discouraged him from doing so. Someone's calling from California. Let me just see. Oh, hello, hello. Yes, you are. Is this for the PDA meeting? Oh. Is it about Nina Turner? Is it about Nina Turner at all? It is? Hey, that's amazing. Oh, I know that it's coming up. Oh, no, say no. I was pretty sure that this might be one of the reasons to call, which is why I actually picked up right now. I actually happen to be live streaming right now. I just decided to answer it on stream and see who it was. But when is the meeting? Oh. Oh, some phone banking? I might be able to, well, let me, you know what? I'll, email, if I'm able to, I'll email, that amazing, dude. Right now I'm a bit, I got some stuff going on at the moment, but I would love to actually, and I'm so enthusiastic about Nina. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of hoping there's a chance I could be down in Cleveland, possibly around this time for the primary. Um, Probably won't end up happening, but I'm in Michigan, so it's not super far. It's like a 4-hour drive. Yeah. Um, Maybe Sunday. All right. Probably the call-in one. I'm better at calling than I am texting. Yeah. You know what? I Yeah. I actually I do have something to write down with. Yeah. Uh huh. Uh huh. All right. All right. Let me. You know what? Yeah. Could you say it one more time? Just one more time. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Please have a lovely rest of your night. Bye bye. She's calling from California. Probably isn't nighttime yet. That was silly to say. That was silly to do. I probably shouldn't maybe shouldn't answer calls like that on stream. But it happened to be if it was for something like health related or it was a spam call, I was gonna hang it up. But on the small chance it's as that's an organization that is well, they actually do a couple different things. But one of them that I was banking might be the reason was that it's for Nina Turner's campaign, who is she is the great Nia Turner is once again running for Ohio's 11th, I think it's 11th congressional district. Last year, she narrowly got beat in the primary by corporate hack Chantel Brown because they got a bunch of money from all different kinds of stuff, from the Republican ends of the oil industry, from the Democratic ends of big pharma, from all of it. And it was last year. There was a special election for it because Marsha Fudge got picked up by Biden for the administration. So since it's vacant, she ran. Didn't win. Was really looking forward to it, but that's the thing. Now what they're doing, they're running a bunch of really horribly dishonest ads about her in Cleveland, like they did last time. But hopefully this time it will go different, and we'll find out this coming Tuesday. Love you, Nina. Please. Oh, Zen. Oh, well, that was fun. It happened to be politically related, so why not answer it, on stream and capture that moment, lock it in for the ages. And actually, I literally actually normally have a thing right here that I can write stuff down with, but it's over somewhere else. I think in a pocket of mine, in like a coat pocket, because I took it with me to write stuff down when I was talking to people. But I got the number down that they were giving me. That was a thing, and I also have emails and stuff, and it's good. See, I feel that was such an asshole move for me to like pretend. See, I thought it was gonna be funny, but when you try to be funny, sometimes it just ends up being like an asshole thing. But then I guess I answered the call, right? That would have been more of an asshole thing to just not answer the call. See, it's like I answered the call, you know, uh, and I didn't want to be like, well, let me go get something to write and leave my. See, I can't. I don't know that it's right there. Could be like over there, but I might have to search this house for a minute to find it. So I don't want to, all these things we got, all our priorities. But let's go back to this article and me talking about self-immolation with the fire emoji. See, I don't even feel like going to this laugh track for any of this because I want to. No, I'm not even gonna, because this actually is like this hit me more in my core than I actually realized it would. Which is, I guess, I'm glad why we're going into this. Also, hello there, Emma. How you doing? How we doing? How's it over in Midwest? And then what do you call like the area where it's like, Texas up to like Oklahoma? What's that? The South, I guess. The South. How's it over in the South? I'm a fooly fool. Other posts from Mr. Bruce's account going back to April criticized. Yeah, okay, I already read that one. Yeah. All right, we're on the end. I literally only have one more paragraph. There have been previous instances of public self-immolation in Washington. Arnav Gupta burned himself in front of the White House in 2019 and later died of his injuries. The motive in that case was never determined. That was 2019? I feel like I would remember that. I should remember that. We should remember when people, every time somebody burns themselves alive in front of our our places of most import and, bureaucratic worship, we should remember. We should remember when people burn themselves alive. Arnav Gupta. Nobody even knows why he burned himself alive in 2019. That's... man. A motive in that case was never determined. Mohammed Alansi, a Yemeni-born FBI informant, set himself on fire outside the White House in 2004 in protest of his treatment by the government. But he survived. Nathan R. Morrison, a Quaker man, burned himself to death outside the Pentagon in 1965 in protest of the Vietnam War. Oh, so actually, that's literally it. We just went from 2019 to 2004 to 1965. It should tell you something, that of the 4 times it's happened in the last century, 3 of them are in the last 15 years. That should say something about where we are, what we're doing, how we're doing. A Yemeni-born FBI informant. Man, I'd like to know that guy's story. But he survived. Wonder if he's still around. Let's do some research. Well, okay, let's talk about this, I guess, for a minute. But I want to do some research on Muhammad Al-Ansi. Because, I mean, like, did the FBI, like, pick him up and make him an informant, like, because they were in Yemen when they were doing stuff in Yemen? Question mark? Or did he come over here and then get into become part of the FBI? Man, what's going on in Yemen, in Saudi Arabia's massacre, and our support in it. We want to talk about human rights. It's like, yep, what Russia's doing right now is some of the worst things imaginable. Unconscionable. But then if we were so clean, then why are people burning themselves alive in front of the White House and in front of the Supreme Court? Oh, man. See, I'm doing this campaign here because if I don't, if we don't as a people wake up and start understanding that compassion is literally the only way we survive. Like, here's the thing. Some people, it comes easier and it makes the person feel good to be extra nice, to go for compassion just for the sake of compassion. Like, I happen to be somebody, it makes me feel good to do something for another, to do stuff for somebody that is completely, I am like actually giving up something. A lot of people, it's like they get a kick out of just being extra nice, and I get that most people don't actually, reasonably so. It makes sense, why doing something that isn't for yourself wouldn't make yourself feel that amazing all the time. I get people's instinct to not be compassionate, because why be compassionate to a world that has not been compassionate to you? To people you especially have never met. You don't know people. What, you're going to be compassionate to someone who could end up being like a horrible person you don't even know about? Like, there's so many logical reasons to not be compassionate that I understand, but there's some new logic that isn't actually that new at all, but that overrides all of that. That is literally, we have to be compassionate to ourselves and to our world, to Mother Nature, or we don't have it at all. That's it. It no longer is a question of if it will be nice for us to be nice, to be caring, to spend fake money on stuff that is solely for the benefit of people, not asking whether or not these people have earned any of these benefits, like having a planet to live on and one that you can raise children with, over making a little more money out of sucking the blood of our earth, the oil under the skin of the crust of the earth. We're like just giant mosquitoes on a giant living, breathing, like, our entire body as a person, a singular person, is full of so many complex systems that we don't even understand. We're this giant thing, kind of like our earth as a whole. It's this giant codependent just thing, hyper object, because we don't even know how to describe really the function of our climate and how we continue to affect it and what we can predict from it or not. We are like little mosquitoes on a giant body that just for centuries now just been sucking dry. I'm going to suck some oil out of the ground. I'm going to suck it out of the oil. Oh, you know what? Look at all of us. We all have filled up the entire earth. We all live here now. Whoa. That's great. Let's just keep on killing it. And making sure that nobody has a planet to live on. It's literally like, it's not smart. It's not logical, even in the selfish perspective. Like what the people at the top right now are benefiting off of by us not solving our own issues that we've created. There's no benefit to not doing it, to not recognizing this. This is what happens when we don't. People give up in a fiery hope that their last moment will send a message. But I just had to look this up now to understand what this guy just gave. Poor dude, man. Poor all these people, man. Muhammad Alansi. Why you giving me stuff for Muhammad Ali? Did I say Ali or did I say Alansi? Like, I didn't even spell Muhammad right, I don't think, but I'm pretty sure I spelled the last name right. Why can't I? Muhammad Alansi. Burned. Wikipedia. Wow. A note he wrote to his FBI handler at the time said he had to travel to Yemen to see his sick wife before he testified in a major terrorism prosecution in 2005. Alensi was the sole informant in that case, which involved various counts of material support of terrorism against Mohammed al-Hassan al-Moyed and his assistant. At the trial, Alensi was not called by the prosecution, but appeared as a hostile witness for al-Moyed's defense. I'll have to look into that later. It's just interesting, man. And meanwhile, man, I've really botched this up, haven't I? Come on. I'm sure there's like a quick way I can just ding, like it can go up to the thing, but all right, look at, there we go. It's probably a little bit slightly blown up. I'm gonna be thinking about this now for a while. Man, because like people who are Buddhists, who study the Zen masters and the mystics, what's called the last great mystic. I've heard some people call him, but I honestly don't know. I'm not an expert on it. All I know is that it is the most compassion-oriented people, thing, idea, aspiration to be that I've ever really seen. Like, I don't know. There's something about pacifism that, very just much speaks to me, because it's every time we've achieved something meaningful culturally, it's like in terms of meaningful change and compassion, it has to do with nonviolence. It's the only way we got the civil rights passed was through nonviolent protests. And it was nonviolent protests of something that was very violent, very not compassionate. But the only way that we got out of it, or at least the only way Dr. King saw a way out of it, was through nonviolence, through pacifism, like Gandhi as well. And so to see this guy who burned himself in front of the Supreme Court a week ago from today, to see that he was of that belief of nonviolence, of love and compassion and joy in life. We don't really have a society set up to where we are trying to attain enjoyment of life. We are trying to attain productivity and consumption and the numbers. Look how much these numbers are going up, guys. We've also never, going for those goals of producing, we've never had a population producing more. Like, there has literally, if you this generation, and we all work more than pretty much every generation previous, I guess, if you don't want to count child labor laws and stuff, and slavery. In our modern economic system we are the most overworked, the most producing populace, and yet the actual populace has never reaped less. Since the last Gilded Age, we have now surpassed that inequality of income. So, man, all this, FBI stuff, it's also reminded me about another story that came out that maybe I'll save for next time. Maybe not. No, I'll go into just for a minute, but something I kind of want to talk about for a minute. And actually, I won't look up any articles. I actually know the vague facts of what this story is, and you can look it up for yourself. But the old supposed attempt, to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. there was like 20 people, you know. It was like 2 years ago-ish, sometime, you know, around COVID time. There was like this, one of the biggest news stories, like, oh my God, you know, people arrested for allegedly conspiring to kidnap the governor. And while, you know, it's like, wow, that's crazy. That's unreal. Some people out there had the vaguest hint idea, maybe that, you know, let's see where this all ends up. Because there's been a lot of things, there's been a lot of almost, you know, attempts on things, on people's life. Or here's a great example. I think I talked about it at one point. But there was the Herald Square bomber, or the almost Herald Square bomber. There was this 2008 or something, maybe, somewhere, you know, in the War on Terror days. Or, you know, as if we left them. But there's a guy who was like a super young dude, like between like 18 and like 22 or something. Super, you know, low income, not much, you know, somebody living on you know, the somebody living on the vulnerable parts of the rungs of our life. And that's where people, you know, that's where our institutions like to take advantage the most. Because if you keep them poor, you keep them uneducated by making education so ungodly expensive, then you can do whatever you want to these people. Make them believe whatever you want. And there was this whole news story about the FBI. They stopped this Herald Square bomber. Like, oh my God, thank God we didn't let this guy bomb Herald Square. And a story comes out later that the guy didn't really make a plan at all, actually. And the people encouraging him, who really set up the whole thing and radicalized him by feeding him information that he didn't have on his own. He didn't form any opinions. FBI informants, undercover FBI agents, were the ones who ended up leading this guy on to commit a crime. And then, just when he was about to, they stopped him, like, oh, save the day. It's like entrapment times you can't even imagine. And apparently, this is the best part. Like, the day of, the guy who was leading him on, the FBI agent, he was like, all right, man, you ready to do this? Let's go. And you know what he said? The kid who got labeled the Herald Square bomber, he was like, I don't know if I can do this. Let me go ask my mom real quick. That's real. Like, that's what really was said and was in this story that was published by, like, the New York Times, I'm pretty sure. Like, this stuff, well, I just looked up with stuff that I didn't know. And so this stuff I've looked at. We don't have time. We only have 10 minutes. So I won't go into that. And I'm not going to go look up the article for the next thing I'm about to talk about, which is why this is relevant. Why the non-Herald Square bomber who just got locked up for a crime he didn't do and for a crime that was set up for him by the FBI, the people that arrested him. People were thinking a bit suspicious about this, you know, governor kidnapping thing. Turns out, 20 people-ish arrested. Over half of them were FBI informants. Over half. Less than half the people in this attempt. Less than half of them were actual people who were on their own doing this. More than half of them were FBI agents who knew and, like, kind of makes it the opposite of what an informant is. Like, an informant, secret agent, should be undercover, somebody infiltrating. But you're not really infiltrating when you have the majority, when over half the people are the infiltrators and the ones being brought into it are literally the regular people. Well, here's the thing. I can't say about what I know or don't know about how all that went down. Except a week or two ago, they're having the trial for it now. They're having the, trial. And the jury could not convict a bunch of these people. like at least like 2 to 4 of them, I think it was. Maybe I think 2 of them they actually did charge him with something. But like 4 of the main people, roughly, they literally the jury could not say that he was guilty of it because they pleaded entrapment, and the jury agreed. So our, legal forces and authorities and institutions are being told to go after regular people and use them for a news piece to show that, oh, we stopped something instead of stopping actual criminals. Like, when Larry Nassar's accusers went to the FBI and they ignored it because the guy was literally wanting to be on the committee for the Olympics. It's like, wow, what? Whoa, bro. And we have a question even. We have to even question why some people who can't take it more literally are slamming people's heads at committee meetings in Flint, or slapping someone across the face at the Oscars, or setting fire to one's body and experiencing the most pain possible of a way to die because they want to show how much they care about something more than their own lives. I'll tell you, I'm not going to be burning myself alive at any of these places. I'm not going to be burning myself alive in front of Lansing. But I'll tell you, the reason I'm running this campaign is because I don't want that to be where I end up. Where any of us end up, the best of us, the most compassionate people, a Buddhist. Man, come on. Like, we have to try. And I guess me saying that now brings us to the end of this stream. And in just a few little minutes, I'll explain the announcement for the campaign, which is crucial and vital to the things that I was just saying a second ago. You see, like this campaign here, I'm sure if you're watching this, I'm sure you understand that me winning this campaign, say we win, would be and will be a winning this campaign in the way I'm doing would be a very unexpected thing. It'd be a very eyebrow raising thing to the status quo holders. And it's exactly why we're doing it in the way we're doing it, and why there's no real other way to do it than to just authentically, it's I'm trying to be the antithesis of what this whole politics really is because I can't stand this croniness, this cronyism. I can't. However, I do desire the best chance for this campaign to win. As far-fetched as an independent guy like me might be, it still is possible. And I don't want the efforts of me trying to be, so different or whatever, override the efforts of trying to actually win an election and gain power for the people. Because people are like, well, you got to win. Stop, it's always people are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I get it. And that's the thing is there's a lot more I've made a decision. I've made a decision on where this campaign should go in a way of saying, as actually not as of now, as of how it's been for a minute, but this campaign for wait. I always do the wrong side. Actually, I already got these new graphics gotta get up, but this is a write-in campaign. That's right. Something that you don't necessarily think of as a strategic gain or advantage to be like, we're doing a write-in campaign. Write-in campaigns are very rare. And even if I wanted to explain all the reasons why that decision has been made now, I don't have time. But believe me, I've thought it through quite a bit. And I think it gives us the best chance, actually, to do a writing campaign right now. Because it all depends on the focus of what people we're talking to and what, people that we're supposed to talk to in terms of getting on the ballot and how they want us to do it. But to be honest, the only way we can do this is if we get everybody on board. And I mean everyone. Everyone. The people who most of the time don't care as much and have every reason not to. And we can do that. Oh, we can do that. There's a history of what we're able to do that, spans before the year 1973 or some shit. People are not awake right now in a lot of ways to what we really could achieve if we have an actual compassionate governance and representation. And like everything, getting the good stuff might always be a long shot, but it never wasn't a long shot, and it always is going to be a long shot in this way. But good thing no, it's a horrible joke. Never mind. I was gonna say good thing I'm tall because long length, but then it's like not only is it not even funny and just dumb, it could be insinuated. So whatever. What a great way to end the stream, right? Well, it's 6 o'clock. I have to go to my employment of Dane Summer. So, yeah. Oh, no, I didn't actually want it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Till next time. Till Sunday. Till next Sunday. Till Monday. Till Monday. Right in Colton Ray. Whoa. No, that's the best slogan of all time, right? I thought Bernie's was great, but man, we're just killing it out here, just destroying the competition. Well, they're destroying us, aren't they? Or rather, they're not destroying us. It's the competition that is destroying us. Less competch, more compash. Wow, I'm gonna stop before I... Uh-oh, wait. Nope. Before I... Oh, have a good day, everybody.